Give me two.
There you go.
Okay. Hi. We come to you with the gold medal match of Kubb, as it's otherwise known correctly as Kubb.
Yes.
Fresh off of his badminton victory is Paul Weekland.
And for our viewers here who do not recognize, both Paul and Neil were part of a national championship Kubb team that won 33rd just a few weeks ago in Minnesota, right?
I think Minnesota.
Wisconsin.
No, they're the same.
Pretty
One
much
of those.
The same, Prairie States,
Cheese, beer, it's there.
milk or hay, one or the other.
Yeah, cheese is pretty awesome.
Cheese, sure.
Now you might think 33rd, that doesn't, but this is 33rd in the nation.
In the nation.
Very impressive. So this is
played by dozens and dozens of people.
That's right. Alright, as you see, Neil has knocked out all opposing Kubbs and now throws for the back line there. Look at that form. And he knocks the Kubb out with perfect precision.
You can tell that this is a veteran player.
Veteran player. I mean, even that last baton throw, so close to the Kubb, but you could tell how aggravated Neil was that he missed it by just a millimeter.
This gold medal match brought to you by the Burning River Kubb Club of Canton. Ask us how to play. You can get more information at their website, their real website at... Neil, what's your website?
BurningRiverKubb.com.
Burning River Kubb, that's Kubb.com. If you want to participate, it's a great way to do it. As far as I understand, it's free. Cheap as free is always good.
Now look at that Kubb throw there by Paul.
Yeah, they're way
How
off.
close those Kubbs are together. They say the experts can get those Kubbs together within 1 meter circle.
And you can tell they're professionals. They are getting down on their hands and knees to make sure that it is within bounds.
Oh, that's not professionalism. That's competition there. And I want to let the other one have the upper hand on the other.
There is multiple levels of competition here.
That's
Team
right.
versus team, brother against brother. We have not seen this type of aggravated aggression between brothers since 10 minutes ago.
Now that last
Ooh,
Kubb throw on the
so
line there, it looks like it's on the line, but you can tell by the grass on the top that is the shot to throw.
He seems to be focusing on the far left. Oh,
Yes, that grass there on that Kubb, that is a Kubb previously knocked down, that is his primary target. Oof.
Can
So
you see
close.
it?
he just can't get on target of that Kubb.
And as you can see,
Neil, did you get that
the
from
benefit
Burning
of
River
tossing
Rowing
Kubbs to the
Association?
far back line
Or are there a bunch
for
of
the
other
opponent.
things that are Burning River?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because of the Burning River
Yeah.
nickname of Cuyahoga.
The name going back, of course, to the famous incident when the Cuyahoga River caught on fire, thanks to glorious Ohio pollution.
Yep.
We've actually cleaned that up, and now it's a badge of honor.
That is mentioned multiple times in many cinematic films throughout the country and throughout history.
It's one of those shameful things that we've embraced, much like LeBron James leaving and then coming back to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And the drive, the fumble,
Goes
the
from
decision.
the decision to the return.
That's right.
And then
Play like this against me.
You can tell that he is facing a true competitor.
True competitive here.
Oh!
And what a nice shot there. Perfect precision. Oh. Now, unlike golf, silence is certainly not encouraged. We are encouraged to be as raucous and loud as possible to encourage all people to enjoy in the spectacle we see before us.
Indeed, in some locales, it's actually encouraged to throw things at the competitors as a further level of difficulty.
Like cheese.
Oh, you should never throw cheese, though. Cheese should always be consumed. But if we have any type of garbage or empty
Cabbage,
cans-
tomatoes,
They have
you
grapes.
know.
grapes,
Yeah.
Grapes, absolutely. And again, look at that placement on the far side there by Paul. Such an excellent Kubb thrower. Now, those are Kubbs that he threw now. Now he throws those longer batons to, knock down those Kubbs there.
And what are the names of those long batons?
We call them batons.
Ah, coming from the French word
That's
baton,
baton.
which means long
Wooden
stick.
stick, sure.
Although they need not be actually wooden sticks.
Nope, they can be metal, they can be...
Some sort of polyester-like component.
True.
Some are even made from scrimshaw from the early 19th century.
Ooh, how close was that last baton?
That's got to be embarrassing for them.
Now, the winner of this will become number 32 in the nation, is that correct?
Looking for the last baton.
Baton?
Wait, so you just keep throwing those cubes that you already...
Yes, so now, with those cubes having been knocked down, it is Neil's job to toss them over the side. And what a perfect shot there, right there by the edge there.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the placement wasn't quite there.
But still, quite impressive.
Quite impressive. As you can see why they made such good teammates in the national championship. Paul with his excellent cube throwing, and Neil with his excellent baton work.
Good teammates, but now bitter rivals.
Bitter rivals. Formerly part of the same nation here at the Gamelympics.
But now separate.
Warring rivals.
We might say quite antagonistic forces.
That's right.
Paul casting aside his brother to form a team with his fiancée.
A future weakland.
Coming summer 2017.
To be determined. Very good. Now, we asked Paul this question in the previous game. We were trying to figure out if having many kids was a good strategy for becoming nimble, and if Paul might decide to use that in future badminton games.
I'm not sure about any of that. Take our time with everything.
A pragmatic strategy.
Pragmatic
from Melissa.
approach. Much like the pragmatic strategy that Paul uses here to throw the cubes across the line. Look at that grouping there.
Is it in?
The first one definitely not.
Is it in?
The other one possibly in.
Here, I need to stand it up.
I think it's
Is it
in.
And it is.
It is in. But until the final cube has been thrown, they cannot stand those up.
That is true. Oh.
one's a
Oh,
fail.
another mishap. Is it in though? It is not in, and it will get moved all the way to the back line. Or pretty darn close.
That's out. That's out. That's out. There you go. This middle one is so off.
Neil exercising his right to put the cube as far back as he can.
Based on two missed cube throws by the usually fairly confident Paul.
Is he off his game? Perhaps he's a bit shaken now.
Well, after that long badminton match, who would blame him?
He is down 3 cubes though. That is
He is
quite
down
a
3
handicap to have at this point.
And quite obviously going for a double that seems elusive at this point.
Yes, will he stick with it or will he try to change his strategy? He seems to be sticking with it, and it seems to have paid off.
Persistence pays off.
But he now is left with only one baton left. And he is able to do it. Impressive.
What
Good
happens if you don't
show.
knock over the ones that got placed?
Then he gets to move up a little bit.
Then Neil would get to stand behind those cubes and toss.
Yeah. So
Now, there is already one
He
cube
would
on
have
the
to be
back
able-
line that he
would be
can
allowed
stand
to
up
stand in front of
to.
his cube.
he would be allowed to stand wherever the cube that Paul missed.
Okay.
So if there's one right there and Paul went for it and he missed it, Neil can go all the way up there. And
Now, if you look at this back line here, there's that
Because
cube. With,
if Paul would have missed all of those,
Mhm, he
then
could've
Neil
gone
could have
all
gone
the
up to that. Okay.
now, if you look here in the back row, there's that cube with the grass on top of it.
Yeah.
Neil's allowed to move up to that point.
in a normal, without the
Looks like
advantage.
one is out.
2.
2 are out.
A couple of important tosses here.
Definitely in.
That's
One left.
and oh,
Ooh.
it's in.
And quite a good placement too
Good
for a pickup.
placement. Not quite pro, but very good for the amateur.
Rude.
Now will Neil be able to replicate his brother's performance in the previous round and knock those 2 out?
Not quite the best, but pretty good.
Very good though. It's
So you
still-
decide
it's
what
still very
end to
close.
roll it to.
I mean to roll it to throw it to.
No,
When
when
you stand
those
it
are
up
laying
there.
down, you roll it to the.
I think it's up to the
It's up
It's
to the other
to
team.
the team.
It could be to their advantage if you roll it the other way.
now
so
the-
close.
Further apart.
Now the reason why they
And
go to the
it's
corner
not,
here is to
just-
force that person on the opposite side to be able to only roll it one direction, so they can force a grouping.
Oh, the
Nice
control.
shot. Now for the fancy baton work.
He could be able to knock down all of it. Oh, and he... One shot remaining.
Oh, just so close.
Still an impressive return.
Absolutely. Knocking those three down in that grouping.
He maintains his dominance in this match so far.
And he's
Do
still
those cubes
ahead.
at least have to be past halfway then?
Yes.
Okay.
The Cougs have to be past halfway by a hair.
Yeah.
And just a hair inside the line.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's to your advantage to have them as close as possible.
Correct. And as you can see with this tossing here, the goal here is to stick a cube on the meeting stick over there and force Neil to only be able to fold them up one way.
Of course, that is the trade-off. If he puts it close to midway, easier for him to get him. But if he misses, you're giving your opponent a massive advantage.
Yeah. Now see, in this round, they weren't grouped up together, they weren't forced, so he can move them whichever way he wants to, trying to not create a double or a triple possibility.
Ooh!
What if you accidentally hit one of the ones in the back row?
In the event that you hit one in the back, that one goes back up after you finish the ones in the front. Now, if he were to hit these first two and then somehow skip to the back on the third shot with the same baton, that would
Then
be
that's
fine so long as the first two went down before the one in the back.
This is
line.
crucial.
The first three.
And he manages to get it.
Okay. And now for the one here on the line.
Oh, just not
so
quite.
close.
Keeps himself alive, but
That's right.
it's not looking good.
The game of attrition here.
One might almost think of the word boring.
No, no one would think boring. This is
Spice
something.
it up. Come on.
Oh!
Oh, rejected by the line.
That looks like not quite.
Short.
And perhaps out?
They both
That
look
one
out.
might be.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Try it.
stand that up on the. No, it's close enough.
It is close.
A sportsman-like admission of his terrible throws.
Who made this set, Paul? Do you make this set? Yeah. Today's set provided by Paul Weekland.
Now, what was involved in making this set?
Power tools.
Sacrifice of a goat, maybe?
Sacrifice
Power
of a goat.
tools and the sacrifice of a goat. Very impressive.
Hence why the championship was in Wisconsin. Many goats.
Goat sacrifice.
That's right. Many good sacrifice.
This Kubb game brought to you by Cthulhu and Chuzo. Embrace the transcendental horror after this game. Oh, and he
Very
just
close.
kisses it on the side.
Oh, nice shot in the back.